The Happy Prince is a story by Oscar Wilde. The story is about the statue of the prince and the little swallow who sacrificed their lives in order to help the poor. There was a statue of Prince called the Happy Prince, covered with gold, having sapphires for eyes and ruby in the sword. This is a short story of the Happy Prince. Once there was a statue of a prince. It was a statue with the ruby in his sword and emerald eyes. It was a statue with golden clothes. One day on the way south, a swallow stopped by the statue. He was tired and sleepy, so he slept one night on the statue. The next morning, Swallow saw something strange. The prince was crying. The swallow asked, "What's the matter with you?" The prince said, "I see a little boy sick in the bed. He has no mommy and no food. So, can you take my ruby to the boy, please?" The swallow felt sorry and said, "Yes, I will." The swallow took the ruby and flew to the boy. He dropped it on the boy's bed. The swallow felt great and he said, "Get well soon, boy." The next morning, the prince said, "I see a young man crying at the bench. He wants to be a painter. However, he has no money to buy the paint. Can you take my eye to the young man, please?" The swallow had to leave soon, but he said, "I will go." He took the emerald and flew to the young man and left it with the young man on the bench. The swallow felt great and said, "Be a great painter." The next morning, the prince said, "I see a little girl selling matches in the street. However, she has no coat and no shoes. She has no one to take care of her. Can you take my other eye to the little girl?" It was getting cold, and the swallow was late to leave, but he said, "I will." The swallow took the emerald. He flew to the match girl and he left the emerald in the girl's basket. The swallow saw the girl smiling and he said, "I'm so happy." The prince had no eyes anymore. The swallow felt sorry for the prince, so he said, "I can't leave you. I will stay here with you." And from that day on, the swallow became the eyes of the prince. And every morning, the swallow looked over the town. And when he saw something needed help, he told the prince. He took the part of the gold from the prince and he gave it to those who were in need. A cold winter came. Now the prince had nothing to share, and the swallow died in peace underneath the prince. The people in the town buried the swallow and broke up the statue and put the statue into the fire. The prince and the swallow passed away. However, their beautiful hearts got together into the heaven and they lived happily ever after.